many different kinds of films. You're a mom. What was it like for you to do a film that your kids can see?
It was something I so wanted to do, and I don't get offered a lot of children's films that I find interesting or compelling. And this was, it was just a gorgeous script, and I have to say, it's adorable, because a lot of times you make movies and they don't turn out how you want them to turn out.
Do you want to name any?
Better. Some of them do, but this one actually is better than the script. Yeah. So, and it's just, it's so funny, and there's nothing like sitting in a cinema with a whole bunch of kids. And I know there's not that many kids here, so you won't get the full effect.
Because they're in school.
Only
because they're in school. Yeah. But they'll all go on the 16th.
Yeah. Because it's there's something so joyful about hearing a whole theatre of kids laughing, and they laugh, like belly laugh at this movie, and it's adorable.
Have your kids seen it and laughed?
Yeah, yeah, they saw it. And my mum, strange. The great thing is, like, I took my mum, who's 74, and then I have my 4-year-old watching the same film and laughing at the same thing.
That's magical.
That's kind of cool.
I think that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So that was good.
So it's very exciting.
I'm happy to be here.
Because I grew up with Paddington. My mom saved my Paddington pop-up book, and a lot of the moms here also grew up with Paddington. What do you want the audience to take away from this film?
I mean, for me, it's just so nice to be in a film where people come out feeling great.
And, am I going to cry? Yes, she cries in every movie.
It makes you feel good, and there's not a lot of those movies out there, and they're really hard to do too, because to actually be authentic. And this is obviously set in London, so it's already come out in the UK and in Australia and everything, where it's been a massive success. And it's just so nice now seeing kids, and they look at you like, oh, you're in Paddington, and their eyes go wide as saucers because they play the villain. So.
Right. So how did you?
They're kind of intrigued.
And I saw a picture of you, and it's a little, it's very tough, very hard, right? So how did your kids handle it?
My daughter loves that blonde wig. Yeah. My 6-year-old's like, I love the wig.
And the bad
She
mom.
saw it all go
Bad
on,
mom.
and she sees all the things that go into making a movie. So she has a really strong sense of what it takes. And then her cousin, my sister, has 6 children. And
some go in the garage.
So one of them, 7, and she comes and stays with us a lot. And so she was on the set of Paddington as well. So the two of them saw me doing all the stunts and hanging off that they were doing there.
So then on the heels of that, we have to ask, because we have a room full of moms, and some of our children aspire to be actors
and dad.
actresses.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. Yes. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Is there only one dad here? Oh.
Richard's not here then, yes.
And Freddie. No, we have.
Oh, there we go.
Freddie. Yeah. Do you see any early signs of your kids wanting to do what you do?
No.
Or run the other way?
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's
do you
actually
want
run
to
the other
shield
way.
them at all, or you'll?
No, I would actually. I mean, I started acting when I was 14, but I showed the desire to act since I was about 4 or 5. My mum says, and I remember begging to go to acting classes. And my parents are both academics. My dad was a scientist. We lost my dad last year, so. But my dad was a doctor and a scientist, and my mother was a book editor and a nurse. So they were like, who is this child? Yeah. And I'd be like, please, I so badly want to be on the stage, Mrs. Worthington. But so it was just my desire and my motivation, and I don't see that in Sunday or Faith. They're like, we're not interested.
Yeah.
Sunday wants to be a vet now, and a party planner.
Okay. So she would.
And then
would
she
like
does
to
say-
plan Mamarazzi events?
And then she says she wants to be a stay-at-home mum and have 8 children.
Wow.
And she,
Wow.
yeah, she says so. But I think that's her sort of way of
You
saying
have
to
to
me,
write
stay at
all that
home.
Oh,
Right.
So then we're going to move right into the guilt.
Right.
Okay. So we talk about this a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a big debate with moms who work. Do you have the mom guilt? I mean, your daughter seems to give it to you a little bit.
I have it in the sense of I've talked to my mum about it, and at one point I was going to stop working, and it was when I was pregnant with Sunday, and I just went, I'm done. And my mum actually said to me, who gave up her job and raised us at home, she said, you should still do something creative. You should still keep a finger in the pot, because she goes, I just feel that's your destiny, and you shouldn't give that up completely. And I was like, oh, yeah, right, Mum. But which is always the way. And then I'm like, oh, maybe she's right. And so I sort of kept, then I went and did some films and started producing, and I kind of manage my life now to always have them travel with me, because I don't like being away. And I'm at the stage where I'm 47 years old, and I don't want to be in that place of pain where I'm missing things.
It can probably impact your
So
work.
unless they
Having them
can
around
travel
you
with me, yeah,
yourself.
I don't do
You're able
it.
to, so why not?
Yeah,
why not? I mean,
and I have a husband who's
take
a
'em.
musician, so
Right.
I'm in that really, really lucky position. But then I have a sister who's a stay-at-home mum, but has now decided to study law. So,
My mom.
really?
Back to law when I
Oh, really?
went to college.
So she's now doing for herself. She's doing it all by correspondence, and then she goes to college. You know, every sort of 4 times a year she has to go, and that's giving her an enormous amount of satisfaction, because she just wants. I've given so much to 6 children, and I now want to do something for me. So it's interesting, because our family is a mix of everything. You know? So
That's so great. Let's open it up to our audience. Oh boy, okay. Yes. Who's starting?
Go right here.
Oh.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
First, I have to say that I have a daughter who's completely polar opposite that I am, blonde, fair. She's been called Little Nicole Kidman since she was 2 years old. So she wanted me to tell you she's 15, and if you ever need a daughter, she's...
I do sometimes need daughters in movies. So
But you guys have done a great job of keeping your children out of the public eye.
right.
Is it, how big of a challenge is it, since they do go on the road with you, and I'm sure you guys go on tour with your husband, do you find it that it's a really, really big challenge, or because you're so young still, it's not so?
I mean, we do our best, and at the same time, we try not to have them be frightened of, you know, people or the world or photographs. So we try to have a really good balance with that. And primarily, it's to do with their safety and to do with their identities, and trying to form their identities out of sort of being assessed. I still talk about them